Hello and welcome back to the Rich Show, the Rich Alvarez Show. Oh, it looks like Jackie was going to come in, and now she's not because now I'm live. Welcome back to the Rich Alvarez Show. Today we are talking about the Uncharted movie. Now, I'm just going to get right into it. They announced like over 2 years ago that Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Homecoming, Avengers, etc., he is going to be playing Nathan Drake. And a couple years ago, several of you guys, several of the fans, were questioning this, like, isn't he a little too young to play Nathan Drake? And of course, 2 years ago, he was 21. He's a little bit older now. Of course, he's 23. He's much older than, Peter Parker's supposed to be. Peter Parker's supposed to be 16. Tom Holland is 23. And that may still sound a bit too young to play Nathan Drake, but I truly believe that this decision was made with sequels in mind, of course. They want Tom Holland to be able to play Nathan Drake for the next, 20 years. And so they're starting him off early so that way he can really grow into the role, which gives me a lot of promise for what they're trying to do here. Now, of course, video game movies have traditionally not been very good, and but this one has been in development for a long time. They've really taken their time with the steps here. I think that Tom Holland is good casting, and now they have Dan Trachtenberg on board. If you guys have never seen 10 Cloverfield Lane, I actually prefer it over the original Cloverfield, and it's way better than that third Cloverfield that was on Netflix. I think that 10 Cloverfield Lane showed a lot of directing chops, a lot of hidden talents for Dan Trachtenberg, and I'm excited for what he might do in this Uncharted live-action movie. Now, of course, this wouldn't be news since we already knew all of this before, but the reason why it's news today is because now it has an official release date. Sony has announced that Uncharted, starring Tom Holland, directed by Dan Trachtenberg, is coming to theaters in December of 2020, which is only 2020, which is only a year and a half away. And so we, a lot of us were kind of beginning to think that this movie was never going to happen, that it was announced, and like a lot of video game movie projects, it kind of fell into development hell a little bit. No, sir. They have been at work in pre-production on this the whole time, and I think that they were kind of waiting until they had some solid news and, of course, the release date to really let us know more about this film. So as of today, the movie is a year and a half away, coming out in December 2020, and like I said, Dan Trachtenberg directing. Really excited, really excited to see what Tom Holland can bring to it. I was a big fan of the Uncharted video games, 1 through 4. It's one of those, Sony exclusives, so you can only play it on a PlayStation. But, it had a lot of cinematic qualities to it. But and even though I love the stories and the characters of Uncharted, I think that's where I think that this is going to be really good. Another reason why I think it's going to be really good is because they're not just going to be telling the story from the game. They're going to go a little bit before. I think that that's another reason why they cast Tom Holland, is because this is going to sort of be a prequel, I think. It may dip into the events of Uncharted 1 a little bit, or it may cover the first game at all. I could be totally wrong, but I believe they've cast Tom Holland so that this first movie can kind of be a prequel, so they can really give a lot of depth to the character of Nathan Drake and why he is doing what he's doing, his ancestry and everything, Sir Francis Drake, and like why he is the man that we know him as in the video games. I know that a lot of people would have loved like Nathan Fillion to be Nathan Drake. He played Nathan Drake in a fan film that he did with some guys. But, Nathan Fillion is getting up there in years, and if we cast Nathan Fillion, then it would be 1 or 2 sequels out from Nathan Drake being kind of an old guy. But I still would have seen him because I also love Nathan Fillion. But I do think that Tom Holland is a great choice for this series, because now we can do this series for 20 plus years, and it's going to be fantastic. Everything from Holland's casting to Trachtenberg directing and this release date really shows the confidence that Sony has with this project. Of course, Sony is, the owner and producer of the Uncharted video games. That's why they're exclusive to the Sony PlayStation consoles. So Sony is showing that they have a lot of confidence in this. It's unfortunate that Microsoft couldn't be more confident in the Halo series. We never got that Halo movie, and now it looks like we never will, because, it's a mess over there. But Uncharted is going to be great. I have a lot. I'm confident enough to say that this is going to be at least a good movie. Will it be a great movie? I don't know. We'll have to wait until December of 2020 to find out. But I sure have a lot of confidence in it. I just love the Uncharted games. But yeah, he's going to be a slightly younger Nathan Drake, and I think that that's going to add to the story. My point with that, by the way, was that in the games, most of the time in the games, you're climbing, you're running, you're jumping, you're shooting, and they have great cinematic moments in the cutscenes, but it's mostly an adventure game where you're walking around and doing things. And I think that if you're going to do a movie, you really have to serve the characters, and they're going to tell the backstory. And again, Tom Holland, great for backstory. Anyways, I'm going to be going around in circles now if I keep that train of thought here. Anyways, you get what I'm trying to say. I want to know what you guys think about Tom Holland. I know a lot of people, again, weren't favorable about him a couple years ago. What do you guys think of Tom Holland now that you've had a chance to see Endgame and Homecoming, and pretty soon we're going to be getting Far From Home? Do you think that your opinion has swayed? Do you think that Tom Holland is now a great choice to play Nathan Drake? Because I think he's a great choice to play Nathan Drake. And have you guys seen 10 Cloverfield Lane? What do you think of Dan Trachtenberg as a director? Do you think that he can bring to the table what this movie needs to be great? While you guys are thinking about your thoughts for the live questions, or if you're watching this at home later on and you're not watching it live, then let me know in the comments below what you think about Tom Holland being cast as Nathan Drake, and what do you think about this December 2020 release date. Otherwise, if you're watching it live, get your thoughts together and give me some live questions. And while we're doing that, same rules as yesterday. Soup for the super chat. $5, I'll do any voice you want and say any line you want. $10, I'll do that same thing, but with 5 marshmallows in my mouth. And for $20, I will do the chubby bunny. Yesterday, my record was 10 marshmallows. Maybe today we can see if I can fit more than 10 marshmallows in my mouth. Let's see if you can kill me. Anyways, so, that's in effect right now. Anyways, now I'm going to go into the live questions. Alfie Whitaker is first, and I've been keeping track. You are first, sir, for the 6th time in a row. You are first to the Rich Alvarez Show. Congratulations. You are first to the Rich Alvarez Show. And he says, hey, Rich. Hello, Alfie. You are becoming the first. Son Goku. Ooh, Son Goku is here in the live chat. He says, hey, Richie. What's up, Son Goku? I loved you in Dragon Ball. Twisted Dark Joey 2004 says, yay, and Captain Emerald 97 says, hey. These first comments are always, hellos and things. Twisted Dark Joey says, are they actually making a movie with the guy from Spider-Man? He's a teenager. Again, he is not. He plays 16-year-old Peter Parker in Spider-Man Homecoming and in the MCU, but Tom Holland is 23 years old, and by the time they start filming Uncharted, he will be 24. So he'll be in his 20s, and, again, as they do sequels, he'll get into his 30s. He's a lot older than you guys might think. Captain Emerald 97 says he's old enough. Alfie Whitaker says, I don't think Tom Holland should play Nathan Drake, in my opinion. And again, everyone's, just like always, everyone's entitled to their opinion. That's why I like to read these comments. Alex Stars 94 says, hi, Rich. Hello. Fluffy Tony says, this is great. Nick Tendo 64 says, do you like Tom Holland as an actor? I very much do so. I think he's an excellent actor. I've loved him as Peter Parker, and I can't wait to see what he does as Nathan Drake. Captain Emerald 97 says, I think Tom Holland is a great actor. And Alfie Whitaker says, I personally think Tom Holland is a good Peter Parker, but for anything else, I don't think so. Well, don't knock it till you try it, as they say. You've seen him as Peter Parker. Let's see what he can do as another character. JR Game says, hey, what's good? What's good? Carrie Animation says, hello, Mr. Alvarez. Carrie, always good to have you on the Rich Alvarez Show. We love to do this show, and by we, I mean me. I've been trying to get Jackie on here as a co-star. I have no co-star as of yet. It is just me. But I think that it's going to be remaining me for a while. Jackie, of course, does, Wake Up Jacks every Wednesday for the member streams. And I guess now is a good opportunity in the middle of answering questions to let you guys know that last month for members only, we did the Q&A for the Darkness, the bad guy from Stupid Mario Brothers. I did a huge Q&A about his lore and history and everything. At the end of this month, we're going to be talking about the lore, the history of Merlin and Noxdesius. Of course, the Merlin and Noxdesius from Stupid Mario Brothers. I'm going to deep dive into everything, even more so than episode 75 of Stupid Mario Brothers did, like what turned them against each other, what was the real reason that Nox went evil, etc. All that's coming at the end of this month, a special members Q&A, so don't forget to hit that join button to become a member of the Rich Alvarez channel. And also, it's not down there yet because for some reason it's taking its sweet time getting processed, but I've also finally set up a Teespring thing. I used to have District Lines. In fact, I think the District Line shop is still open, where you can still get an older Rich Alvarez shirt and whatever, but I noticed a lot of YouTubers are doing the Teespring thing because I think Google bought Teespring, and so now you can have your Teespring thing directly on your YouTube, and so like underneath videos, actually maybe if you're not watching this live, by the time you see this video, maybe it'll be under there, but Teespring is supposed to be connected to my account now, and I've come up with 2 designs so far. One is just the Rich Alvarez Show, the logo that you see down there. It's on shirts, mugs, and other things. And then I also have another design that says $20, CHWENY, $20, inside joke for all you guys that loved our stupid Mario bloopers. Me and Matt just couldn't help but say $20 every once in a while for a variable reasons, but you can get your $20 shirt for $20, and that should be down there at some point today or tomorrow. It's going to show up below all of my videos, so if you're interested in a $20 shirt, phone, mug, whatever have yous, it'll be down there at some point. Alright, that's enough self-promotion for now. Let's get back to live questions. Christian V, or Christian 5, says, "Hi Rich, I love your videos and live stream. I'm a big fan. Thank you for being a big fan." Carrie says, "How sweet of you to say Mr. Alvarez." Thank you. I was saying like how sweet it was to say what I said to her a few minutes ago. Thank you, Carrie. Nicholas Patton says, "I could have sworn Nathan Fillion was going to play Nathan Drake in the movie. That's an understandable misconception because, again, Nathan Fillion was Nathan Drake in the fan film that he and some friends made, but he is not going to be playing Nathan Drake. Unfortunately, it's going to be Tom Holland." Well, I shouldn't say unfortunately, because I am looking forward to Tom Holland playing Nathan Drake, but Nathan Fillion, I think Nathan Fillion would have been a great Nathan Drake had they done this movie 15 years ago. I think he could still play him in a movie or two, but again, he's getting, he's not an old man, but he's getting up there in years to play Nathan Drake. He's already older than the character's supposed to be in Uncharted 4, if that gives you any indication. Tom Holland, again, a little young, but that means he can play the character for 20 years. I'm really excited for Tom Holland, and so should you. Captain Emerald 97 says, "My big bro, Christian V, me too." Oh. Is Captain Emerald and Christian V, or Christian 5, are you guys brothers in real life? Let me know. I want to know. Alfie says, "How long do you think I can go as being first, Rich?" Okay, so again, Alfie Whitaker has been first on these live streams 6 times in a row. Honestly, as long as I do this usually around 2 to 3 o'clock. I'm doing it a little bit early today because I have to go to SAC Anime later today. I know that yesterday I said I was probably going to do this live from SAC Anime, but I decided to do it here from the comfort of my couch, and then I'm going to head over to SAC Anime. I didn't want to have to go to SAC Anime and get a live stream prepared and do it there. There's a chance that I could still do a live stream for Facebook. So, hey, plug in my Facebook. Go to facebook.com/RMAprod. I'm still trying to get it changed to facebook.com/Rich Alvarez, but that's not happening yet for some reason. Facebook. So go to facebook.com/RMAprod. It's in the description somewhere down there. And I might still do a little live stream on Facebook, but I decided to do this here for YouTube on my couch. So, all right. Captain Emerald 97 says $20. Carrie says, "I just came back from Busch Gardens, had a lot of fun, and I'm super exhausted." Cool. I've never been to Busch Gardens. All right, here we go. Our first super chat of today. It's a $5 super chat from Marty Man, so I have to do a voice. And he wants me to do it from episode 27 of Stupid Mario. Ness. Oh man. Okay, so it's like my voice, looking at the this. So it was the one where I'm looking at the camera, whoa. So I have to do that voice. Okay, PK Starstorm, PK Thunder, PK Fire, PK Cross. All right, I hope that satisfies you. Yeah, so, again, $5, any voice, any line. Fun. All right. Ingram Hodges says, I think Tom will have to change up his shtick a lot to fit the role. Nathan Drake is a character with a suave charm and a Harrison Ford-like personality. I'm interested to see where Tom takes it. And I do believe that he can get there. I've seen him do some fun stuff in interviews and everything. Again, everybody just assumes that, like, Tom Holland, like, is Peter Parker. He's not. I mean, he plays Peter Parker, but he's not Peter Parker. If you've seen him in, I mean, he is an English. For one, Tom Holland in real life has his natural English accent. You know, he uses a fake American accent in the Spider-Man films, but Tom Holland is English. That should give you some indication right there as what a good actor he is, where he can play a young American teenager when in fact he is an adult Englishman. You know, and he covers up his accent so well. He is, in real life, he does have a certain suave and charm to him that he hides and masks as a scared teenager in the Spider-Man films. Really, I think you guys are going to be shocked and surprised at how good Tom Holland's going to be at Nathan Drake in Uncharted, and I can't wait for everyone to be like, whoa, wow, he's not Peter Parker, you know? GR Game says, been a big fan since Super Mario Bros. Episode 1. I'm 33 now and watch all your content. Keep it up and thanks for many years of laughs. Yeah, no problem. I mean, I was also a teenager technically when I started doing YouTubes. I started this channel in the summer of 2006 when I was like 18, I think. We did the first episode of Stupid Mario Brothers when I was 19. And now I'm 31, turning 32 in December. So yeah, it's been a long ride. But you know, all full of fun, you know, and you know, some stuff. And you know, I've you know, and I only have you guys to thank, the fans, for anything that I did on here that meant anything. Let's see here. Captain Emerald 97 says, yes, me and Christian 5 let me know. Is it Christian 5 or Christian V? I gotta know. He says, yes, me and Christian are brothers IRL in real life. Nicholas Patton says, when you had Nathan Drake in Stupid Mario Brothers, will we see more of the characters in either a future series or skits? Well, actually, I had, I don't remember if maybe I did. I can't remember if I ever actually had Nathan Drake in Stupid Mario. We had Matt Provincial play Nathan Drake in our Uncharted sketch. We did a single Nathan Drake sketch, like fashionably late Drake. It was our Uncharted video from a few years ago where Matt played Drake and he was you know, fighting, you know, bad guys and everything. And at the end, he goes on a date with Lara Croft, and you know, I thought that was a great video. But it never got, you know, just like a lot of things that I try sometimes, it never really got enough attention. It only got a handful of views, and you know, it's just another one of those things where it's like, well, you know, I really liked it, but it didn't really get where I wanted it to go. But we were initially planning on doing an entire Uncharted series starring Matt, but then, you know, and I think Matt was also pretty disappointed by the numbers of the Uncharted video, and so it wasn't too soon after that actually Matt moved away because of his disappointment with that. And I mean, it wasn't just because of that, but it was also, you know, because he wanted to move on, and Matt wanted to go into more of the theater realm and all that jazz. But of course, as you know, Matt still comes around sometimes to do a video here once in a while, so it's not like he hates doing videos completely. But he kind of moved away from being a regular when that kind of went south, if you will. I could talk all day about that. I really wanted to do a full Uncharted series, but wasn't in the cards. Let's see. Carrie says, you should go one day. It's a lot of fun. Talking about Busch Gardens. Yeah, I should. Maybe someday. Anthony A. says, hey, Richard, did you see Richard Simmons might be back from his 5-year-long break? I did not see that. Alfie Whitaker says, can't wait for more Fallout Elwood. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, again, we are working on episode 3. We got about halfway done with episode 3, like way back in November or December, and then it started storming and raining, and it messed up all the scenes and all this, I won't say sets, it's real life locations, but it messed up all the locations, and we are still waiting for the mud to harden. Because even though it's the middle of summer now, or summer hasn't begun, or you know what I mean, it's hot outside. Even though it's hot outside, it still rains once in a while, and we're just waiting for it to get completely hard, because we don't want to do the post-apocalypse in the mud, if you know what I mean. Anyways, It's just V. No, okay, so Christian V says it's just V, not 5. Cool. Decayland is here. Hello, Scott. He says, hey. Nicholas Patton says, that's what I meant. Fashionably late Drake. Yes, fashionably late Drake. Great video. Did not get the attention it deserved. Let's see here. Carrie says $20. And so Captain Emerald also says $20. Alfie Whitaker says, how are Wario and Waluigi? Sorry, I don't know their real names. Wario is Matt Provincial, and Waluigi was Doug. And again, we've had Matt come on. Matt was just in a couple videos last month, and he did some commentary with us, and he was in a wizard sketch. The wizard's a recurring character in our short comedy films, and Matt interacted with the wizard there, and that was a lot of fun. Doug has not been in a video for quite some time. He's actually he's living up north a couple states. I don't think he really wants me to say exactly where, but he he's living up there. He's got a great career up there, and he still visits occasionally, but he does not like to be on video anymore. It's just his own preference. He kind of his career has nothing to do with, I'm talking about Doug, who played Waluigi. His career has nothing to do with video. His career has nothing to do with I will say it really doesn't have much to do with public appearances, and he loves his life, he loves his career, but he does not desire or want to be on video anymore. But again, we're still great friends. We visit each other all the time. It's fine. Let's see. Son Goku says, from Mona? And Nicholas Patton says, in all the skits and stuff you've done so far, have you or someone ever flubbed a line or something during filming and you guys decided to keep it? Well, I mean, that's an interesting question. We have, of course, as you know, a ton of bloopers from all of the shows we've ever done, because a lot of times it's hard to keep a straight face, especially if Matt and me are doing lines like face to face. For some reason, we can never keep a straight face during those moments. I feel like we used to keep in mistakes a lot more in the early days. Like, I'm sure you can find some in Season 1 of Stupid Mario, but after a while, I really decided that I needed to get enough takes to get it right. And so you won't commonly see us mess up on purpose anymore. It's rare when that sort of thing happens, and I can't think of anything in the last few years where we've kept in a mistake, actually. But excellent question. Alfie says, will we get to see any Overwatch videos on your channel, or will it be exclusive live streams? It's my favorite game. Well, maybe you weren't on the channel a couple years ago when Overwatch first came out. I actually started it was a stream on this channel. I did it at least 2 times a week. It was called Rich Plays Overwatch. In fact, I named my Twitch account was Rich Plays Overwatch, and I was going to make a huge deal about it. It was going to be just me playing Overwatch all the time, and I thought that I could make something out of it. I did really enjoy playing Overwatch when it first came out, but again, it didn't really get traction here. I don't think most people who subscribe to this channel really wanted to watch me play Overwatch all the time, unfortunately. And so I stopped doing it there, and then I renamed my Twitch Rich Alvarez Games, and I'd stopped playing Overwatch on it. But I don't really touch the Twitch very much at all anymore these days. This channel is not exclusive for the Rich Alvarez Show live streams. I still do sketches. You may have seen last week I put up our Fanime videos, so we got our convention videos are still happening. And then, No Pay, No Game, our Hot Sauce Challenge and Let's Play show. So I guess we still do Let's Play in the form of No Pay, No Game. And guys, if you have still not ever watched an episode of No Pay, No Game, you can't do worse than watching our newest episode starring Garrett's sister Faith Allen, where she plays Enter the Gungeon and she takes a ton of hot sauce. No Pay, No Game, guys. It's the way of the future. It's a great show, and you should definitely get on board and watch it. So, yeah, again, this channel is not exclusive to live streams. We have No Pay, No Game, our convention videos. We do comedy sketches. We filmed a comedy sketch a couple weeks ago that I still haven't found the time to edit, and I got to put it up here soon. I still have to put up the bloopers from the second episode of Fall at Elwood, and I promise those will go up within the next couple of weeks. I've been really busy lately, but those will all get up here at some point this month, at least for sure. Decayland says, I'm excited for the Uncharted movie. I think Tom Holland's role will be great, and I agree. I think it's going to be fantastic. Captain Emerald 97 says, why did you guys stop the accent for the Super Mario Brothers characters? I think you're referring to mostly Well, I stopped doing it in Plumber Knight Returns because Mario was supposed to be much older, and and again, Stupid Mario Brothers started out as a parody series, but when I did Plumber Knight Returns, it was supposed to be taken a little bit more seriously. And again, one of the grieves I've always had with Nintendo actually is that they gave Mario that ridiculous Italian accent. Because Mario, from what we knew of Mario in the instruction manuals and everything, and even the original Mario movie, is that Mario was an Italian immigrant, but he was raised in Brooklyn, New York, and had that strong Brooklyn accent. Hey, Mario! So I don't know why. I think, Charles Martinet came in one day and did that Italian accent that they really liked. And by the way, I love Charles Martinet, and as a voice actor, I love Charles Martinet, and I don't think that he's doing anything wrong. I was just mad at the initial choice to give Mario that Italian accent when he should clearly have an American Brooklyn, New York accent. And so, of course, in my stuff, in Plumber Knight Returns, I don't give him a Brooklyn accent just because I felt like at that point it would be ridiculous to go from an Italian accent to a Brooklyn accent. So instead I gave him a neutral American accent, which I felt like and I feel like if Mario was living in America for over 30 years, he would have really lost that accent. Jackie, her mom is from New York, and she used to have a really strong New York accent, and now she sounds like everyone else. You lose your accent over there. Occasionally little bits of that New York accent come out of Jackie's mom, but mostly her accent has, been she's more neutral now, and people lose their accents over time. And so it was a combination of knowing that people lose their accents over time. Some people don't, but a lot of people do. And also I wanted it to be taken more seriously, and the Italian accent has always been a little too extreme for me. And then for Stupid Mario Legacy, it was the same thing. I just didn't want to do the accent anymore. Mario was undercover as Michael Camarelli, and, even Wario says at some point, he's like, I know you lost your accent a long time ago, Mario, so I just didn't want to do it anymore. Because I think it took away from the groundingness of it, whatever. Let's see here. And we have a super chat from Derek. D-Rock is here. Thank you so much. I will get to that in just a second. Well, actually, I don't know if you're watching this on a work break or something, so I guess I'll just do it now, and then I'll go back to the other comments. Derek says, recreate Thanos, you should have gone for the head moment as Smeagol. What a great combination. Okay. So I have to say, and this is the kind of thing I really want, guys. I want you guys to tell me to do fun voices of take a fun voice from a character and do the line of another character. I mean, I'll do whatever you want, but this is what I was really going for this. Thank you, D-Rock. Okay, so I have to get into that Smeagol mind state now. Gold. Yes, preciouses. You should have gone for the head. Let's see if I could I love Gollum. He's just such a it's like sticks and stones, but the precious is precious. I bet right now that's probably the best I can do with the you should have gone for the head. But actually, just for free, I will do my favorite Thanos line now from Endgame, where he says, I never wanted to make this personal, but when I destroy your tiny little planet, I'm gonna enjoy it. That's my favorite Thanos line now. It's great. Anyways, back to where I was. Thank you thanks for that, D-Rock. Captain Emerald says, why did you... Oh, yeah, that's what I just read. Okay, so Christian V says, are you excited to see Tom Holland and Chris Pratt in Onward May 2020? Yeah, I'm excited for anything that comes out of either one of those guys, and that movie I will definitely see as well. Excited for it? Yes. Carrie says, in Super Mario Bros., is that real blood or fake blood when you battle Wario? Of course, it is fake blood. We did not really make each other bleed. That would have been sad. Alfie says, yeah, it's fake blood. Anthony A. says, can you check out Richard Simmons possibly returning from his break? I will check that out after this live stream. Scott DeKalen says, Rich, we need to get the gang back together and play Star Wars The Old Republic. I love the Old Republic, but I think I've played enough of that for 20 lifetimes. Nicholas Patton says, that No Pain No Gain series is crazy and enjoyed watching a few episodes. Yes, keep watching No Pain No Game. That, I still believe that of all of the, really, I believe that of all of the things that I'm doing right now, I think No Pain No Game has the chance to, like, make it big. I just need people to watch it. Isaac says, what's your least favorite Stupid Mario Bros. Episode? Nah, I like all the episodes. If I'm going to pick a least favorite episode, I'd really have to think about it. I don't know, probably something in season 5, sadly, but, there was issues. Anyways, let's see here. Nicholas says, Smeagol from Lord of the Rings or Pokemon. Well, I did it from Lord of the Rings. And yeah, D-Rock confirms, Lord of the Rings, yeah. Sounds like Elmo. Sounds like Elmo. Elmo says, peace and happiness! Ha ha ha! Nicholas says, if I had the money, I'd get you to say that phone line from Taken as Elmo. And D-Rex says, ha ha ha, heart. Alfie says, where did Groot come from at the end of Endgame at the funeral for Iron Man? He showed up when everybody shows up. Spoilers for Endgame, sorry, but, he shows up at the end when everybody shows up. So I don't know what you mean by where did he come from, because he showed up when everybody was resurrected at the end. And then, just like the rest of the resurrected people that were at Tony's funeral, he was just another one that was at his funeral. So, he came from where everyone else came from. D-Rock says, have fun. Bye, D-Rock. It sounds like you're leaving. I don't know. Inuyasha Dinosaur 101 says, if Jurassic Park was remade closer to the novel, how dark of a tone would it have? I love Jurassic Park, by the way. Not only is it one of my favorite movies, but it's probably my favorite novel of all time. Crichton was my favorite author before he died. And I've always loved comparing the two. Jurassic Park, the novel, is much darker and much more deep than the movie. Which is interesting to say, because usually when you say that a novel is much better than the movie's not very good. However, Jurassic Park is an extremely well-made movie, an extremely good movie. And again, when everybody always says, oh, the movie, like, when people say this about other movies based on books, they say, oh, the movie sucked because it wasn't very close to the book. Guys, that's not always the case. Jurassic Park, the movie, is extremely different from the book, but it's an excellent movie, because they realized, especially Spielberg, they realized all of the things about the book that can make a good movie, and they made an excellent movie. That is how you adapt something to be a proper film. You take elements from the book that are good, that would be a good a screen adaptation, and then you build around those ideas to make a good movie. Because it's impossible to take a 10-hour read and make it a 2-hour movie unless you make some changes, and they did that in a very excellent way. So it is possible to make a movie adaptation of a book very different from the book, but still make an excellent movie, and Jurassic Park is the proof right there. However, the novel is my favorite novel of all time. I think if you were going to adapt the novel closer, though, in a movie form, it would have to be a mini-series, because they don't really let 8-hour movies into theaters, so it would have to be like a TV miniseries, like a 3-part series where each part's 3 hours or something, maybe on HBO, but it would really have to be a miniseries. But any attempt at making Jurassic Park, the novel, into a longer form film project, I'm down. I would love to see it, and it would be darker. It would be more mysterious. Malcolm would be able to, give us more insight on his chaos theory, etc. I love Jurassic Park. Anyways, let's see here. And then Inuyasha says, also my cousin's dog passed away today. Well, I'm very sorry about your cousin's dog. I've lost my own share of pets over the years, especially in the last couple years. So my heart goes out to your cousin and their dog. Let us know what the dog's name was. DeKalen says, what Spider-Man story are you hoping gets a movie adaptation? Mine is Maximum Carnage. Yeah, great one. Love Maximum Carnage. But the thing is, I noticed that unless it's No, actually, this is the case for all comic movies. Again, unless you're like Zack Snyder and you're making like 300 or Watchmen, where you're taking a graphic novel and directly adapting that to screen, most of the time they aren't really directly adapting comic stories to screen. Like Thor Ragnarok was a combination of the Ragnarok storyline and the Planet Hulk storyline, but they kind of, again, picked and chose what they wanted from those and made a completely different story out of it. So, I love Maximum Carnage, but I don't really think they're like really truly adapting the comic stories. Dark Phoenix was supposed to be a direct adaptation, and it's a mess. I mean, would I like to see elements of other Spider-Man stories in there? Sure. They kind of already did a lot of those ideas in the Raimi trilogy. Like, Spider-Man No More is one of my favorite arcs from the comics, but that was already done pretty well in Spider-Man 2. I don't know. I can't really think of anything else right now. Captain Emerald says, "What are you going to make more Super Mario Bros. Episodes?" I get this is unavoidable. It's the type of question I get asked every day, and I always say the same thing. I don't know. Right now I'm thinking that the series is over. Stupid Mario Legacy, the movie that we made a couple years ago, was an excellent end to Stupid Mario Brothers. So I don't know why I would try to do anything after that when I already felt like it ended on a really good note. But again, I'll never say never, because who knows what I'm going to be thinking down the line. Alfie says, "What's your favorite Spider-Man movie?" My favorite Spider-Man movie is probably Into the Spider-Verse. Decalen says, or he's replying to another guy. Nicholas says, "If you could film a gameplay series of a game with the actress who played the main character, what game would you play and who would you want to play with?" Oh, I see. Like, I'm playing a game and like the physical embodiment of that character is playing with me. Gosh, that's a really tough question. I don't know. Like, Star Fox with Fox McCloud. First thing that came to my mind. Inuyasha says Oreo for some reason. Isaac says, "Quick question, but where is the join button?" That's the second time I think I've been asked this during a live stream, so I'm wondering, maybe the join button doesn't show up during live streams for whatever reason. But if you're watching this after it's already gone live, or if you're watching literally any Rich Alvarez video now, it should be right down there next to the subscribe button. It should be like subscribe and then join right next to it. That's where the join button should be. So I don't know if that join button shows up during live streams or if it's only on my published videos. You guys got to let me know. Is anybody else not seeing the join button down there? Nicholas says the whole Super Mario Bros. Universe has been finished because of the last movie he's made. Okay, so answering my question for me. Inuyasha Dinosaur says, "What was your favorite death scene from the Jurassic Park book?" The one that I think of the most is the Chompies killing Hammond. It's interesting because they kind of tried to do that scene in The Lost World with just the henchman guy. And Hammond doesn't die like that in the movie. He doesn't die in Jurassic Park 1. He doesn't die in The Lost World. Instead, I said The Lost World, right? Or did I say Jurassic World? Because in the Jurassic World movies, it assumes that Hammond is dead already. But in the book of Jurassic Park, Hammond dies in the very first book, getting killed by Chompies, and I thought that was interesting. Of course, John Hammond in the novels was more being presented as like the dark side of Walt Disney, like this guy that only cared about his park and he hated his grandchildren. Very different from the John Hammond in the movie that loves his grandchildren and risks everything to try to save them. But anyways, yeah, my favorite death was probably Hammond's in the book. Christian V says, "Last question, will you do more Rich Alvarez shorts in the future?" And yes, again, we have one right now. I don't want to spoil anything about it, but it's another one with the wizard that we've actually filmed. We filmed it at the same time we filmed that George Lucas Strikes Back short from last month, but I just haven't gotten around to finishing it and putting it online, so hopefully I'll be able to get to that at some point this weekend, definitely next weekend at the latest. I've got SAC Anime this weekend, so that's kind of slowing things down this weekend. But we have a great short where the wizard comes in and he does something with Chris, and you'll see. It's kind of a fun little video. It's gonna be fun. Inuyasha says, my fan film will be darker like the novel. Okay, you're doing a Jurassic Park fan film. Awesome. We don't see enough of those. I'm going to take just a few more questions, so you have just a couple more minutes if you want to get me to shove my face full of marshmallows. Maybe I should clarify that in case you guys don't know what that is, but Chubby Bunny is where I have to shove as many marshmallows, they're right here, I have to shove as many marshmallows in my mouth without dying. Like, I just have to shove as many as I physically can. Yesterday I got to 10. You have a couple minutes available for me to still do that. Oh, by the way, Jacqueline Alvarez, my wife, is in the other room. And if you super chat $20, you can also ask her to do it. I don't have to do it. She's willing to do it. So if you want to see her shove marshmallows in her mouth, specify that when you super chat $20. Specify whether you want me to do the Chubby Bunny or whether maybe you'd like to see her shove marshmallows in her mouth, but she's willing to do it. She's being a good sport about it, so you can also ask for that if you want to. I lost my place. Wow. Avery says, what are we talking about? I just got here. Well, primarily we were talking about Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man, being cast as Nathan Drake in the Uncharted movie, coming out now with an official release date of December 2020. I'm really looking forward to it. Guys, he's 24. He's going to be 24 when they film this. He's not too young. He plays a really great teenager, but now let's see him play a man. It's going to be really good. Alfie says, how's your Wii U? I haven't touched that thing in years, or at least not since I got my Switch. Azururu. It's spelled Ezureru. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name. It looks like Azururu. Are you going to watch the new Child's Play remake? I am, but as I specified the other day, I'm not really sure what I think of it right now. I love Mark Hamill, of course, and I love that he's playing the voice of Chucky. I just wish that it was the same origin story. I love the original Child's Play. He's a murderer who knows voodoo and, transfers his soul to the doll before he dies so that he can live forever in the doll. And there's some stuff later about how he's trying to transfer it back to a human, whatever. But the point is, it's a doll that has the human soul of a murderer in it, and that's what made Child's Play scary. That's not the story here in this remake. In this remake, it's just AI. He's just AI that got really smart. He's essentially like Alexa, who, it's the little, Amazon bot that's in your home that, like, controls your lighting, your sound, and all that stuff, but he's a doll. So I feel like they started, like, with a completely different script about Alexa taking over your home, and they're like, ooh, we can make it Child's Play. Whatever. Anyway, so I'm gonna see it. I just wish it was the original origin story. Nicholas says, I'm excited about the future animated show of the game series. Sly Cooper, what is your opinion on cartoon shows based on games? Most of them haven't been good, to be honest with you, but I do really like the Castlevania show on Netflix. I think that's actually really good. Let's see. Inuyasha says, what are your thoughts on Dennis's death scene from the novel? Man, again, I need to reread the novel. He's talking about Jurassic Park. I haven't read it in a long time, so I am kind of forgetting some stuff. But it was probably gruesome. Let's see here. Avery says, what is the biggest number of marshmallows you have ever shoved in your mouth? Again, I did the Chubby Bunny a couple years ago, and I don't remember how many marshmallows I fit into my mouth. But I think they were smaller than, like, the ones I have here. But yesterday, I was able to shove 10 of these in my mouth. And, we'll see if I can shove any more in there. And Captain Emerald says, $20! And Avery says, thank you. Jackie says, oh, dear God, I have lipstick on now. She's in the other room. But that doesn't mean you won't do it, Jackie. Yep. Isaac says, what's your favorite video game of all time? It is 100% without flinching Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger, the original on the Super Nintendo. Don't play the mobile version. Don't play the Steam version, which is a port of the mobile version. It's bad in a lot of ways. If you can, find a Super Nintendo and a cartridge. I know that's impossible, but I have my Super Nintendo. You got to play it on the Super Nintendo. And if you don't, there was a PlayStation version. I think you can get it on the PlayStation Store. The PS1 version of the game was essentially the Super Nintendo version with minimal changes and added anime cutscenes. Chrono Trigger was, the characters were designed by Akira Toriyama, of course, from the Dragon Ball stuff, and the characters look very Dragon Ball. And the story, the music. My God, guys, it's all about Chrono Trigger. When are we going to get that Chrono Trigger remake? I mean, it's already taken them, years to get this Final Fantasy VII remake out. We'll probably never see a Chrono Trigger remake, but that's the game they should have remade because that's excellent. Nothing against Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII, also one of my favorite games of all time. But man, did Chrono Trigger really, I don't know. I mean, I like to say it needs a remake just because I love the game and I would love for new gamers to play it. But honestly, the way that it stands, it was at the top tier of its class. One of the best looking 2D games of all time. And, maybe that's just what it is for all time now. But if you could remake it, I'd be excited. Oh God, I'm forgetting. What was it? Octopath Traveler. I don't know if you guys played Octopath Traveler, like on the Nintendo Switch, but it was like 2D with like 3D elements, like the backgrounds were 3D. I love Octopath Traveler, and they had voices for the characters. Like the characters were still 2D sprites, but like a lot of it was 3D in the background. Remake Chrono Trigger with the Octopath Traveler engine. That would be spectacular. I'm already jazzed about it, and it's probably not going to happen. Let's see here. Captain Emerald says, which Spider-Man actor is the best for you? I think Tom Holland is the best so far. People like to say that, Andrew Garfield was the better Spider-Man, or Tobey Maguire was the better Peter Parker. I think Tom Holland is an excellent Peter and Spider-Man, so I think he's the best. He's just the most like the comic Spider-Man that we've had so far. Wow, I think this is the longest Rich Alvarez show we've ever had. We are at 46 minutes right now. This is at least the longest since the first one I did, when I was like, oh, these are going to be an hour long, and then they've kind of been like 15, 20 minutes long. I guess, we've had a lot of live questions today. Thanks, guys. We've had a lot of questions. And I've definitely keep going, even though I keep saying I'm going to end it. I keep doing it. But it's... I should probably start getting ready for SAC Anime pretty soon. Okay, I'm doing this. I'm doing this for a little bit longer. But anyways, Inuyasha Dinosaur says, what was your thoughts on Godzilla King of the Monsters? I still haven't seen it. I really want to see it, but my dad is taking us for Father's Day coming up, and so I don't want to... I think I'm going to love this movie because I love Godzilla, but what if I see it and then I don't like it, and then I have to go with my dad... and see it a second time and I don't like it, and then he can tell I'm disappointed with... No, I have to wait for Father's Day to see Godzilla King of the Monsters, but I am looking forward to it. I am very much looking forward to seeing it. Nicholas says, I was wondering what happens if someone donated $40. Does that mean both you and Jax must stuff marshmallows in your mouths? Yeah, sure. If someone was gonna super chat $40, me and Jackie would both do the super, or we would both do the chubby bunny. That's reasonable. A reasonable request. Alfie says, do you think that Millie Bobby Brown was a good choice to play in the Godzilla King of the Monsters movie? And again, I haven't seen it yet. I love her in Stranger Things, so I'm hoping she's good in the movie, although I have heard, unfortunately, from some people that the human characters in the Godzilla movie aren't very good. But that's kind of to be expected. You're there for Godzilla and the other monsters, but, again, I think she's a great actress either way. Alfie says, guys, should we let Rich get ready now? Go have fun, Rich. We'll see you in the next stream, of course. I'll be here first and ready. Okay. Yeah, it's an excellent point. We should probably wrap this up. All right, guys. Well, sorry you didn't get to see me shove marshmallows in my mouth today. But, we'll try again on Monday. I don't typically do these on Saturdays and Sundays, and I don't think that I'm going to start. Because I need my weekends to work on the other videos for the channel and to have a weekend. But anyways, thank you guys. We've gone really long today. Thank you so much for watching the Rich Alvarez Show. I'm Rich Alvarez. Subscribe. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/RMAprod. And yeah, join if you'd like to see our additional content. Wow. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.